So next we have Don Littlefield, who's the general manager here for the Maine Brew Bus. Don's a lifelong Portland resident who loves craft beer and manages new business development efforts, creative tour ideas, and social media content and marketing for both companies, both the Maine Brew Bus and the Mass Brew Bus, if you want to take a trip down to Mass. When Don met Zach Poole right after founding the Maine Brew Bus in the fall of 2012, Don's varied background in retail and restaurant management, technology, sales, real estate, and nonprofit leadership helped to lead the new company towards growth and expansion in order to connect more people to Maine's craft alcohol entrepreneurs. I'll let him take it from here.
Okay, all right, sounds good. First, we'll check with the bus out back. Andy, give me a tap on the horn if you can hear me. Sounds good. All right, we are underway, and welcome aboard the Maine Brew Bus.
Thanks very much for that nice introduction.
Sure.
It's almost like I wrote it myself. So my name is Don Littlefield. I'm the general manager of the Maine Brew Bus, a co-founder of the aforementioned Mass Brew Bus, and I apologize. I'm very short on voice. I've been battling a cold for a while, so there we go. So I'm using this headset not only so you can hear me, but also so the bus behind us can hear us as well. I'll tell you a little bit about the origin story of the Maine Brew Bus. So we got to go all the way back to the summer of 2012, just almost 5 years ago. And our founder, Zach Poole, was working two jobs back then. He was a part-time PE teacher for the Dayton School Department, working in the elementary school there. And he was also part-time manager at the Run of the Mill, which is a brew pub down in Saco, Maine. At the Run of the Mill, Zach was being asked about the new breweries of the time. And in 2012, those new breweries included the one we're heading to, Maine Beer Company, which was only a year and a half old, but also Rising Tide, which was new, Bunker, which was new, all located at that time in Portland. And patrons at the Run of the Mill were asking Zach, where are these breweries and can I go visit them while I'm here in Maine? And Zach, even though he lived in Portland, didn't know the answer. Didn't know if these were open to the public, if you could go and visit, what the hours were or anything like that. So he set to find out. And he learned that not only were they open, but the tasting room laws had just changed at that time to permit breweries to make money with retail tasting rooms. Prior to that, they couldn't actually charge anything for samples. They couldn't sell out of their tasting rooms. That was all new back at that time. So he thought it'd be a good idea for a bus to bring people around to visit these various breweries. Looking around, he realized nobody was doing that locally, although up in Burlington, Vermont, a gentleman who had just graduated from the university up there had started a company called Burlington Brew Tours. So Zach took it upon himself to go up there with his wife to ride that tour, figure out what he liked, figure out what he didn't like, and come back and start a business. His wife kind of thought it was, a harebrained idea. This is probably not going to work out. Until one day Zach came home with a bus that he bought on Craigslist. It became a little bit more real. And that bus, which was not either one of the buses we have today, but was originally just a straight school bus from the Kennebunk School Department, was yellow and needed to be repainted. So Zach managed to find a gentleman by the name of Tim Clorius, who is a local graffiti artist. He's legit though. He's not, defacing public property or anything like that. He's a well-known artist. And with both Zach and Tim, they decided that that the bus color should be bright green. Bright green to evoke earth, hops, just a bright green color. And that very first bus was spray painted in Zach's driveway, which still bears the scars of that. There's still paint right on the driveway, showing how bright green that bus was. First tours started in September of 2012, right after Labor Day. It was slow going for the first 3 months. About 37 people took tours in those first 3 months. But the power of well-placed accidental marketing is displayed when the Boston Globe does a little piece in the travel section on Sunday and talks about hopping on brew tours in Maine with a black and white photo describing the green bus and talking about the new business venture. The phone started ringing, people started emailing, and tours were starting to be booked. That winter, January and February, now of 2013, people started coming up to Portland to ride this little green bus. And I joined the company in February of 2013 becoming Zach's first employee, the first employee of the company. It was the Zach and Dawn show for the next year, as we brought people around to different breweries and expanding our offerings to wineries and distilleries, because we realized people weren't coming here for the beer adventure, they're coming here for the business adventure. They were learning about the startup entrepreneurs, the people that had chosen to begin businesses here in Maine, and those who have chosen craft alcohol as their business passion. The second year we bought a second bus. The third year we bought a third bus. The fourth year we bought the fourth bus, which is this one here. In the fifth year, well, we bought a company. Just 3 weeks ago, we announced that we had acquired the assets of Maine Beer Tours, a similar company operating in Portland that had started roughly around the same time and had been doing a lot of good work bringing people around to breweries, wineries, and distilleries. They were ready to make a change in their life, to spend more time with family, and we were looking to expand. So, just as a short time ago, we have taken the company and a whole new bus under our wing. That's the short story, because we're already here. Time to start talking about drinking beer, but I'll be with you the whole time. We'll be bringing you back to Brunswick as well. So, welcome to Maine Beer Company. Tell you a little bit about them. Started in 2009 by Dan and Dave Klebon, two brothers that were homebrewers, 9 to 5 kind of very professional jobs. But they realized that brewing was a passion of theirs, that didn't really think it was going to be a huge business, but they thought it would be fun to explore. And taking a small 1,500 square foot space at One Industrial Way in Portland, they were able to take the well-named Maine Beer Company and turn it into something spectacular. It's now a construction zone as they're building a brand new building. We're going to learn more about that during our time here. So, I'll be with you the whole time, but for now, that's the story of the Maine Brew Bus. Welcome to Maine Beer Company.